What it do, kinfolk? It's your boy, your lean chief, back with another podcast in Midwest Riff. Holla at your boy. I got two guests here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's good, man? My name is Jamal Crouch. I'm a local artist in Indianapolis, comic book illustrator, muralist.
Hey, who is you, man?
What's good, y'all? It's Luke. Luke Hazel, chilling with the gang.
Hey.
Creator. I just do a lot of stuff.
You do a lot of shit.
I do a
man.
lot of shit. Do a lot of stuff.
We are not artists anymore. We are
We
creators,
just create
bro.
shit now at this point. Like,
For sure. What you been working on, man?
So I've been working on 2 books right now, but this one that I'm really focused on right now is The Forged, The Forgotten. And so, I've been putting together like a lot of different projects with people, and I kind of wanted to make this project like, you ever like, you know how MF Doom used to do some things like, where he used to just be like comic books and hip hop all like mashed in one thing. So like, all my all my projects is kind of like based off of that. Like I kind of want to mash like all these different talents and everything into my book. So I want to make it a web comic so I can add like music, beats, instrumentals. You know what I mean? And just get.
What's your sign?
Huh?
What's your sign?
Cancer. Yeah. So I'm
You got
trying.
a dark mind too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know we gotta take it there. But yeah, man, it's like you get this mesh of like this kind of like reality where like we creating something that involves more than just a visual or more than just like one element. You bringing in something that's like a whole different web comic and it's all done locally. So I'm looking at it like it's like a different like system that people are gonna kind of mess with once they see it's out there. And like I said, man, MF Doom been doing this for years. It just takes people to like take it to the next level. You know what I mean?
Afro Samurai probably is like the other good example for that kind of too.
Yeah.
As far as like inserting like different cultures into one
Like
product.
RZA did that. Like RZA did that.
Fired in the bitch, yeah. Fired in the bitch.
What you want to do? How you want to present this project?
Alright,
As a book, or you want more of a visual thing on the internet?
I wanted more like both. Like I want a visual thing on the internet, but then like also like have a hard copy book for people that's like just out in my person or in my vicinity. And even if like the book is just a sample, it's like enough of a sample for people to go to the internet and be like, okay, now when they watch and see like the whole experience, not just a book, but they got the music. You know what I mean? Now they looking up the artists that's making the music. They looking up the people that's making the beats. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They want to know like who's pushing the platform. Like
these voice actors in particular.
Yeah, voice actors. You know what I mean? Like they gonna start looking that stuff up and then start seeing a list of different portfolios through one project. And that's kind of like the goal I'm going for.
For real, more credit for people.
For everybody.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they can say like when projects. Even when projects is out, they be like, "Oh, shit, I was a part of this project with Jamal."
Yeah.
And you see Jamal already past that project. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the future of time.
And then like like say vice versa. You know what I mean? Like once like the new like vocal artists start to break out, it's like hey man, I worked with that dude. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like on first project. So, this Forged the Forgotten is kind of like it's about the character. It's actually one of the characters that helped create the universe that all these stories kind of take place in. So Forged the Forgotten and another one about a pilot that's kind of like maybe kind of giving you like the viewers a chance to explore this universe that's kind of made up. It exists outside of time and space, so it's like it gives a lot of creativity, not just for myself but other people that join in on the project. Can kind of like spitball and have like a space to like create something within this realm that's not just planet Earth or just like the average city. You know what I mean?
Break it on here.
It's that culture. I feel like even with Cousin, even me and Chief Cousin, we all kind of working on that, trying to keep the content. We working on one called East Side. I don't know if we can talk about that.
Right back, y'all.
I mean, it's always been a thing where like I never really got into it too much or. Not, I ain't gonna say care for it, but like, I mean, you do see it as we get older. Our culture not being represented in all these pop culture activities. How we want, even the Dragon Ball Z, we love Dragon Ball Z, but how they fucking had Mr. Popo with these fat ass lips, like, so it's just like we get that chance to like create that image for ourselves. That shit fun in the bitch though. I mean, we kind of always been doing that with our culture though. We just always use our culture as influences in everybody else's culture. Like that's what Cuz trying to do. That's why I fuck with Cuz. We fuck with like comic books, anime. We ain't got our own like name for what we do as far as like the type of animation that we do. We always going to everybody else's culture and style. So it's a good time to be able to like create that that branding and that stamp on what we define as shit.
What we trying to do now,
So like the best character we get is like Black Panther, and that's cool, but like that's typical shit.
We have neighborhood superheroes.
We ain't got no, like Cousin said all the time, we ain't
right back.
We ain't got no like Superman in comics though. We get cool characters every once in a while, but we don't never really.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. You talking about when I discovered that shit, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
because you know, like at first I was like everybody else. I was appeased.
I don't give a fuck. I never really gave a fuck about it. But when you get older,
but then I thought about
and you
it,
starting to see it more, it's like, all right, man, we gotta really start creating our narrative.
And I ain't saying nothing, but this man Superman got the punch through the other side of the universe, and I'm like, you know.
Ain't no nigga done
that. Why don't we get to?
Ain't no nigga done that. On the feet yet.
Yeah,
we get like the cool, trusty sidekick roles and shit.
Like you remember that time Nova turned himself into a star and heated the planet. Like we don't get to do that.
Yeah.
So I had to like Forge is also like an answer for that. It's a character that looks like us, talks like us, but gets to be like in the realm of like those S tier, high tier like God characters that we should be able to see ourselves as too.
We should create ourselves as. Remember, I know you probably remember this shit too. Remember everybody's making Black Super Saiyans and shit like that. Remember that whole Black Hanukkah? Yeah.
Hey, that trend still ain't let up. Like
facts, bro.
Like if you doing any kind of like comic book drawing and you
fuck
like,
that. You see niggas on Facebook. Their name is
something like that.
Jonathan Uchiha. Like, bro, you're not.
I'm guilty of about 100 Black Gokus, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm guilty of about at least twice as many Vegetas, bro. Like,
it's serious.
Especially Vegeta.
Yeah,
it's serious. It's serious.
So what would y'all Black character, or I wouldn't even put it as being a Black character.
Yes. Yeah. That's what it's been.
Like I said, character color
with people. Mm-hmm. But what was your Black African American character would be? What would his powers be? Since you say we get these type of powers that the main characters like Superman, all these good villains.
But Chauncey, what do we do? What have we been known for? What do we do? What do we say we calling ourselves now besides artists, bro? Bro, so like it should be nothing less than.
So
it gotta be nothing less than so OP.
So are we the new scientists?
Yeah, bro,
because we're discovering this thing. We're putting this out there for people to copy and paste.
I ain't gonna say we didn't. I'm gonna say we always been the scientists, bro. It's just like a resurgence, like a resurgence of us being like that again. I mean, if I want to like,
can you do me a favor while you creeping? Can you have me a water? Caught her creeping. I know I caught you creeping.
Cute shit.
I know, I seen it.
But you know,
I seen it. I seen it.
For off screen.
I seen it.
Yeah, but with the Forge, man, I like since you asked that, I would definitely want to explain, like, you know, so Forge is a special character, man. He's a so there's this world that I created called Nexonia, which is like a planet that's like 50 times larger than the planet Earth, and this planet's goal is to collect other life inhabiting planets and basically surround those planets as states. So it's like basically it's like the universe, but like it's like conquering the universe, like, you know what I mean?
Oh shit!
So like these mega planets have their goals, and anyway, you know, Forge happens to be on one of these planets, and Forge is a really particular character because, like, unlike most God tier characters where their powers just get handed to him, like, he actually has a stage where he works for it. Like, you know, he starts at a very, like, humble beginning and kind of works up to, like, being this, like, OP Omega level, like, you know, like, power. But Forge's ability, though, is that he harnesses this force called the Forge. And what it is a very particular form of magic that takes a lot of training to do, but you basically combining all the particles, like physical particles, into like a weapon, armor, or you basically forging out of thin air. You know what I mean? Like that's the Forge. It just takes a lot of considerable physical strength for a mage to pull off. So like Forge goes through this transformation from being this like really like, you know, we can help this old man right now to a whole nother being. So I'm excited to write the story, man. I'm excited to like figure out how to, you know, like take this character to the next level, and hopefully people get like some deeper meaning out of it as we we go on a journey. Man.
So what else you want to pull out of it? Like, do you have other characters that you want to put in the story?
Yeah, man, I got a lot of them, man. I got actually these are like the two favorite characters of mine that I've been like, and they complete accidents too. Like I really wasn't intending for them to be like this much of a staple, but I've drawn these characters so many times now, like they definitely become like a thing. I haven't come up with a name for them either, man. But like every time I've like envisioned the conversation between these two, man, the conversation's been hilarious, man. Like I just think of like every like dynamic I've had with like all my homies in Indianapolis, and it's basically these two, like, you know, the logic and the free will kind of like going back and forth with each other, and they argue a lot, but like through their dialogue they basically like explain like the rules and regulations and the goings on of my universe though. So yeah, man, I'm definitely excited to flesh these two out, man. Another one, since I was talking about my other book, was about the young Bob Shogun, and this kid right here is the son of the Shadow of the Shoguns. Or the Shogun of Shadows. But yeah, man, I got a lot of characters I'm ready to like introduce and everything like that. Like that I can't like really fit in one podcast. But like, yeah, more and more as these go on, man, I'm definitely gonna be excited to like tell more and more of the story.
I'll be looking forward to a hard copy.
For sure.
Yeah,
These books, man.
Yeah, see, like, and that's another thing I was planning on doing with the hard copies, man, was like really shouting out like the clothing lines, like, you know, Chief Hahn, VGS and everything like that through those hard copies. So it's like, you know, aside of like just one website to go to, it's like people can like go through there and be like, oh, there's exclusive hoodies in here. And it's just really kind of like, not, like I said, we're not like really reinventing the culture or anything like that, but we kind of revitalizing it through like, you know.
I go back to like building cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actual gaming cards, or, you know, cards for actually your comics. And people, you know, you might have some holographics, you know.
Right.
You make these worth certain things.
Yeah. And like collectibles and everything like that. Like, so it's like definitely like making ourselves like a space in the culture that's about to grow and like become something like totally different, you know. And this is stuff I'm looking at, like, this is now, but, like, I can't even imagine what, like, this is going to turn into, like, 10, 15 years.
10, 15, 20, even after our time out this motherfucker. Like, what the fuck the shit's going to be when we not here? That's the shit I be thinking about, especially doing all this shit. I mean, my little brother getting older, but he pretty kosher as far as, like, understanding where we was and where we at first, as far as, like, being able to creatively express ourselves and be cool and not like be judged for the type of shit that we want to bring into.
And that's really something, because like I was always talking to people too, like you notice, like, you know, no sweat on like Marvel or DC, but we grew up with that, our parents grew up with that, and now we going back full circle, and you seeing kids that's like 5 and 6 running around with a Spider-Man shirt on. And it's like at this point we've reached the third generation where it's like this stuff is regurgitated. Like again, I mean, I'm gonna say this every podcast. Like, this is the space now where something new can take place and like really kind of build off. And instead of having something regurgitated, that this culture or this generation can have something of their own. You know.
That's why I feel like everybody that we do come in contact are creators. You know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Everybody got something to bring to the table, even if, you know, I want something done creatively.
It could be a new
somebody
ingredient.
else that can show me that creativity. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming to the pod.
Hey,
hold
man,
on. Luke got some shit going on.
What I got going on? This nigga got the cat.
What you got going on?
Oh man, I was just working on music. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to get back on my producing, because I know, like I said, Cuz said he wanted everybody to get involved, not as far as his comics, but like that's one thing that I want to get into more, is like producing other than just music. I want to produce for like anime companies. I want to make anime intros. I want to make music for, and it's so crazy. You see RDC World start doing that. They start making their own intros to their videos type shit. Like, it's crazy, but like it's always been the culture for me, like be able to create that full producing studio like company. So but as far as that, you know, I can't really, like I said, we can't really talk about Eastside like that, but about to make some music with you. Honestly, we about to work on some videos, trying to get a tape dropping in summer.
Make sure y'all comment. How do y'all want this tape? Do y'all want it
Yeah, cause
as visuals? Do y'all want it as a Spotify drop?
he's the producer. He's gonna be.
I'm trying to make sure this tape
He's making sure the shit is produced.
is available for y'all how y'all want it. And cause this is Luke Hazel, man. He's the creator, and I know his creativity gonna go a long way in this game. Make sure y'all comment how y'all want this tape to be done.